Hey guys, Greg here, CEO Bone Tactical, and today we're going to talk about room clearing with just one person. One-man room clearing is what we're calling it. And really quick, brief rundown of where we are here. And as you can see on the wall behind me, this building was formerly occupied by some MS13 guys, and they are no longer around to bother us. Let me just put it that way. Now we are converting it into a shoot house. This will now be our new shoot house. Very interesting little backstory there. We are down here in Central America. Obviously, this is a super dangerous area. Where we are specifically is one of the most dangerous areas in Honduras. It's an area where they've had a lot of issues with gang activity, and there's been just an incredible amount of violence and robberies in this particular area. We don't have to worry about that here on our 1,000 acres anymore, but we do have a facility that is in the heat of the danger zone. So just gonna give you guys a little brief scenario there. So this building is not just a shoot house. Before it was a shoot house, it was actually an area that was a refuge for gang members and for some of the worst criminals. So that's kind of the little back history. Now let's get right into talking about one-man room clearing. One-man room clearing is never a good idea. Almost never a good idea. And if somebody tells you that they've done one-man room clearing, it's probably a lie. So let's just get that out of the way right away. There's no real good theories on one-man room clearing because it's just not something that you do. There's always a better way. The only situation that can come to mind is if maybe you are a police officer and you happen to be at an active shooting situation, or a concerned citizen. You're more likely to be a concerned citizen because today's police officers, they're just going to call back up. Why is room clearing not realistic, solo room clearing? Because you're 60 to 80% likely to be killed. All right? Here we've got 12 rooms. Okay, this is the absolute worst nightmare scenario of having to clear these rooms because you can't clear one room at a time. It's not possible. So this is nightmare scenario, absolute worst. I'm going to do this run through, and there's no good way to do it. I'm doing this to show you guys that there's no good way to do one-man room clearing. Okay, and this is a nightmare scenario because if I'm clearing this room, then I've got these guys from this side coming over here. If I'm clearing that room, then these guys are coming over here. It's just nasty, nasty. But if it had to be done, how would I do it? That's what I'm going to walk you through right now, and going to do some shooting and all that stuff. We're going to go through the whole thing. This is as in-depth as you can get in this video. But before we start, I have to say, assess why you want to do room clearing. Why are you going to do this room clearing, guys? Is it absolutely necessary that you do some kind of room clearing? Ask yourself, why am I doing this room clearing? Because there's almost always a better way. If I'm room clearing in my own home, then that's one option, but I'll also discuss with you guys why it's not even a good idea to room clear in your own home. Okay, it's better to have a bunker in your home. And why is it better? And that leads right into what we're talking about. If you're in your own home, your home's being assaulted, you need to have a defensive position. And that's also why it's so dangerous to assault a building, because that building, the people that live there or inhabiting it have had plenty of time to build themselves a defensive position that's very difficult for you to get to. So some options are you can smoke them out, you can use a lot of flashbangs, you can, these are great options. If you have to do room clearing, me personally, I'm not gonna try and go in necessarily through the front entrance unless it's a building that's really open like this. Then that's kind of the only option. I would rather sneak in. I would rather drive. I have steel bumpers on all my trucks. You guys have seen all my trucks have huge steel bumpers. I'd rather drive through the wall. If it's that serious that I'm going to have to armed with weapons enter and assault a facility, then I'm not trying to go through the front door ever. But again, we're going to talk about what to do in that situation, and we're going to teach some stuff here that you guys can use to learn from. This is all really good information that you may have to need, but you probably won't ever need, okay? I'll be honest with you there, but everybody seems to want to hear these kind of crazy scenarios. And if this building was still filled with gang members, then I'm going to show you what I would do in this situation to have to go through and clear this building if I had to go through and clear this building room for room. So the first thing that we have to talk about is weapons, okay? And a lot of times it's really good advantage to be able to have a short, it's always a really good advantage to be able to use a short weapon. A rifle is more stable than a pistol. A pistol and a rifle carbine is more stable than a pistol. If I'm gonna be pieing around a corner to the right, then it's convenient for me to have my rifle shouldered on my right arm. If not, it's convenient for me to pop that over to my left side and then lean out over to the left. Okay, so I can switch to left-handed position if I have to pie around. Let's say, for example, we're talking about this doorway. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do as I'm approaching this doorway is give it some space. I'm going to give it some space, but one thing about weapons is if my rifle's this long, then I got to be a little bit further back. All right, and a lot of times guys will come in this position and have, depending on the stock of their rifle. But with this, it's kind of the perfect size for this. So I'm just kind of work around it and do one of these, okay? But what we're talking about is the ability to switch from this angle to moving over here and then switching to that left side, okay? Left hand to clear, all right? So I'll show that one more time. I'm left-handed here and I'm clearing this side of the door. I can really quickly move to switch out to that right side. All right, so again, I'm clearing this right-handed. I pop out here, I shoulder and swap my hands, and I'm going to do that to be able to pie this left corner like this. I'm sliding in here, but I'm trying to maintain the weapon, knees bent, athletic position. I'm still in a good position, but I'm maintaining the weapon outside of my body. So if you're shooting at me right now, okay? I'm gonna round this corner again. You tell me when you can fire the shot. Can you shoot me? Because I can shoot you. That's why it's so important that we adapt our weapons to our environment, or at least adapt our plan and the way that we are assaulting to the weapons and to the environment. So everything is dependent on where we are, what we're facing as a threat, and the weapons that we have. So as I'm working my way through these rooms here, I'm going to talk a little bit about efficiency over speed. You'll hear me saying that a lot. That basically, a lot of guys think that breaching and doing it really quickly is so important. And maybe with a lot of teams, that is the truth. If you've got 10 guys doing it, that might be the fact. You might want super speed. But now, I'm coming up here, and how many variables do I have when I'm approaching this building? How many variables do I have? Can I just run in there? No, because there's a such thing called a fatal funnel, and it really doesn't exist truly in single-man operations, but I'm going to show you real quick. So take a look at what we've got going on behind me here. Now, there's a whole lot of ability for weapons to be coming out of any one of these doors and shooting rounds down range. So I don't want to sit here hanging out in this area. I'm aware, if I didn't fly my drone in here, if I didn't do some recon with binoculars, I'm aware of the layout of this building, at least, that there's a long tunnel with 6 rooms on each side. So when approaching this, what am I going to do? I am going to come in here, but way, 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 way back here. I'm going to be assessing the situation as far back as possible. So there's no physically possible way that I can blaze in there and clear 12 rooms fast enough to where I don't let my presence be known. So the only other option is to immediately begin assessing concealment and cover. Okay, well, I've got some concealment out here. There's a chance that I can take some pop shots from this field behind me, and I can definitely be accurate enough to take out a couple guys before I even come up to the house. But at that point, they're also going to know that I'm outside. Okay, so these are all considerations that I have to take. As I'm assaulting this building, more than speed, I'm thinking about efficiency. So I don't want to get shot. That's what I'm thinking about right now. It's a bad day. Getting shot is not fun. So I'm looking around here and I'm popping around corners, and then I'm already assessing. Okay, there's windows. I'm going high and low. There's a window here. Do I have to breach this room, or can I get a shot off from this window? Okay. If I can't get a shot off from that window, then I've assessed that this is not just concealment. This is cover. So I can use this as cover. Well, when we're talking about slicing the pie, And a lot of guys will tell you that this is how you slice the pie. You check, you widen your angles. But that's going to get you killed. Because what happens is that guy that's got his rifle pointed there waiting on me to slice to that angle that he's waiting on, as soon as I slice to that angle, he's going to fire that shot. So what I really honestly need to be doing is checking and working to, let's say I'm working to 45 degrees. I'm checking 45 degrees, 45 is clear, okay? Then I'm checking 50 and going back to, checking to 60 and going back to 45. Checking to 80 and going back to 60. I'm checking to 90 and going back to 80. Okay? Now that I know 80 and 90 are clear, I can move to the next position. Let's move into the building and talk a little bit more. But these 45s, 90s, 80s, 70s, this is what I'm talking about. These are numbers of angles, okay? A 45-degree angle is here. A 90-degree angle is here. Okay, 45 is here. 90 here. 45, okay, 90. So when I'm sweeping this, what are the most dangerous angles normally? Normally, that 45-degree angle is the most dangerous angle, okay? So what I'm doing is snapping to 45, but I'm coming back until I know 45 is secure. Then I'm snapping past, okay, trying to get a look at 90. When I know 90 is clear, okay, then I can go to 90. And I want to attack corners because a lot of times your threat's going to be in the corner. This first room is a perfect example. The way we've got the shoot house set up today is that the first target here will kill you as soon as you walk in this entrance. All right, so this first shot, if I didn't take this first shot here, that's a missed opportunity. All right, let me show you what I'm talking about. I need to check this angle first, but now I'm in a prime example of the problem of having one-man room clearing is that I've got a room right in front of me here where I can be receiving fire from this room or any of these 6 rooms while I'm checking this. And any apartment complex is going to be like this. So this is why one-man room clearing is really just unrealistic. We can apply these principles, though, to certain situations where you may need to use them. But let's go ahead and take a look inside this room, and I'll show you why I needed to fire this shot already. Now I know I've got this shot fired, and I'm sweeping to this corner. As I'm scanning, I'm sweeping all the way back to this corner. I've got a dead guy here behind me that I fired on my way in. So I'm going to come all the way back to him because I'm sure he's dead. Now this room is clear. Okay? Now this room is clear. That's the target that we had to fire on coming right in the door. So the next most important thing, and really probably one of the most important things from the beginning, is going to be situational awareness and noise awareness. The floor here is nice and damp, and I'm not making a lot of noise. But noise awareness doesn't just mean my noise. I'm also listening. I've had to do recon, obviously, on this building. I know how many people are in each room. So as I'm working through, I'm going to kind of just walk with you guys through here and just kind of work these angles. We've got to check all of these things here, and I've got to clear room for room, okay? I'm working in here, popping in here, boom, boom, boom. Okay, I've got a guy there. I'm using this wall as cover, and now I've got to breach this next room over here. But my noise awareness needs to let me know how many guys are talking, where are guys going, who's shooting at me. That's all noise awareness. So as I'm leaving this building now, I'm fairly protected here to be able to assault straight across the room, but here's cleared, right? So I also need to check here and kind of jet pretty quickly over to this room. Scan, scan, scan. Up and down. Okay, target's down there. And I've got to swing out here. There's a ton of rooms here. I need to be using this cover as much as possible. Swing out here. Okay, what am I going to try? I'm going to try and get this one, caddy corner. All right, check this room. I got a hostage situation. Boom, boom, boom. Checking here, checking here, checking here, engaging here. Boom, boom, boom. I had a guy hiding in the sink. All right, that's a prime example use of cover. So I fired at this hostage situation from the hallway. Now I've got to move in here because how are people really going to be doing it in the real world? People are going to be using cover. The target's not going to be standing there waiting on you to shoot him. And in the real world, they're going to be shooting back. This is the hostage. We've got one headshot and looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 shots here, maybe 4 or 5, somewhere in there. These are all good shots. There's no hits on the target. We've got a hidden target down here. Okay, so the hidden target. I've got 3 or 4 headshots here. These are pretty incredible shots. I don't know who, oh, actually that was me. Good shooting, Greg. Now we need to talk a little bit about what's going on. I've cleared half the building. Let's say I've cleared half the building. Well, they know I'm coming. They've heard the gunshots. Doesn't matter that I'm running a suppressor. Maybe I can hope that their music's up and they're partying hard, but there's a chance that they know I'm coming. So now, yeah, maybe I have to pick up the pace. But I still need to really know that I'm using cover. So I'm using cover here and I'm scanning everything. My head is on a swivel, okay? I'm scanning everything. I'm popping in here. I'm popping in here. I'm popping in here. Okay, boom, boom! Oh, look at this situation. Coming through this door, I fired on this target. But there was an innocent bystander behind. Did I hit the innocent bystander? Or did I not? Okay. Now that stuff's getting up and running, now that we're really moving and shaking, I really hope that I'm aware of my surroundings and staying aware of my surroundings because we're in a tough situation. I got to finish clearing this. I'm aware of this. I'm aware of my surroundings. I'm aware of what's going on. I'm listening to the conversations. How many people are talking? How many voices are men's voices? How many voices are women's voices? Okay, those are big deals. That fact that I came into this house and it was maybe quiet and nobody was expecting me, but now it's going to be a different ball game. So we have to be in tune with what's going on. All right. So as I'm working through these rooms, another thing I want to mention is moving like an athlete. All right, I want to be always a slight bend in my knees. I want that curve in my back. Okay, this is standard athletic principles. I want to, if I've got a chest rig on, I want to offer my front to the enemy. Okay, if I don't, then I want to maintain a side profile. Okay, but I want to be in here, short steps. Okay, walking heel to toe. And when I'm clearing that corner, make sure that you're looking at my body here, okay? I am in an athletic position, knees bent, feet slightly larger than shoulder width apart, and I'm moving like this, okay? Outer foot outer, squeezing that corner, okay? Squeezing, squeezing. Why am I doing this? Because I want to use this as cover, okay? In the United States, be aware of what building you're talking about. If this is drywall and sticks, like the United States is built with, then it's concealment, not cover. Finally, we really need to be aware of our personal abilities. And yes, you need to move like an athlete, but you need to be aware of your level of fitness and what you can do. Because I've worked with guys, Russian special forces, for example, and these guys love to do all kinds of theatrics, all right? They'll dive and go through a door, do a roll, and pop up and shoot everybody in the room. Is that something that I'm going to do? No, because it's just not the way I train. A lot of times, though, depending on my level of fitness, my level of energy, how I'm feeling, what I'm doing, if I'm assaulting multiple doors, one thing that I will take is I'll go high to low. I'll pop in low on that first door, checking here, and then I'll switch to high when I swap over to that other side. All right? So from high to low. Okay, you can go from high to low. Going high to low helps a lot, really, and it's something that you can do. But again, it's so important to play to your level of athletic ability and to your level of training. So I've got this, if I feel like this sling is getting in the way, I may take this sling off to come assault this building, and I probably would. In this situation, if I knew, I have this on so I don't have to hold my gun, okay, because I'm lazy, right? If I knew I had to come assault this building, I would take this sling off so I could easily swap left to right and it doesn't get in the way. Things like that. Or if I'm not comfortable with swapping to a left-hand shooting position with this sling on, then I won't do it. I'll just shoot straight from the right. Can I pie this corner around here? Okay, it's a lot harder to pie around here. It's a lot easier to just do this, swap, and switch. Okay? Okay? It's a lot easier to just do this. But can I do it from a right-handed position? Yeah, what else can I do? I can back up. I can back up. I can back up and get that space and then close back down. All right? Switch back to that right really fast because that's my dominant side. That's something to think about. And when room clearing, the ability to switch between right and left hands, as well as being able to switch from right and left eye dominant, is something that can really be a big help. In this situation here where this door is closed and this door is open, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this room on the right here first. When I'm sure that this door is completely closed, I'm going to clear this room. Once I've cleared this room, I'll be exiting out here. But let's talk for a second and act like this particular room right here was by itself, okay? Because really what all you guys want to know is how to do room clearing in its pure, basic, essential form. So if this room right here was by itself, what would I do? Okay? Well, I would probably choose to clear this door from a distance. I would assess this door. I would see that this door opens from my right, okay? I would see that the walls are solid block, and I would probably come up here, give it a push open, but I'm not going to kick this door open and storm it because I'm by myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and give this door a kick and back up. Okay? If shots are coming out, then I know I need to reassess my situation. But I'm scanning up to bottom. The door's not all the way open. I give it another kick. It doesn't want to open, so I'm checking this crack. And now I've just got to go for it. I can't get the door anymore open. So what am I going to do? I've scanned here, I've checked the crack, I don't see anything in the crack. I'm going to rush through and look, it happens to be where the target is. Boom, boom, boom. All right, as I'm rushing through, obviously I'm checking all this. But the target was here waiting for me the whole time. All right, one of the most difficult situations, but more realistic, because if you're clearing a door, where's the guy going to be hiding behind a lot of times? He's not stupid, okay? He doesn't want to die either. You don't want to die, he doesn't want to die. He's behind the door. So, I couldn't see him through the crack. I rushed through here, scanning, and pop. Remember that pop to 90? I popped to that 90-degree angle, and that's where he was. That's something you guys need to figure out on your own, something you need to practice. But these are just some tactics that I wanted to share with you guys. And now we're gonna spend the rest of the day out here training. Thanks for watching. Bone out.